Would you like to spend your summer holiday in a thriving futuristic metropolis, a quaint European village, or a ginormous theme park? Well then, you're in luck. This week's deals can whisk you away to all these fabulous locations, and a few others too.
Right, first off, let's head over to the teched-up dystopia of Night City with Cyberpunk 2077. Although tourists should note that this location does have a slight problem with roving gangs of cybernetically enhanced criminals, brutal policing practices, and sinister corporations. Some lovely architecture though. This open-world adventure lets you create your very own mercenary with a rich variety of options for everything from the style of their hair to the look of their other body parts. From there, you'll be able to gradually accumulate more cybernetic upgrades of your own, opening up all sorts of combat skills and special abilities. The game itself has even been given a high-tech upgrade, with next-gen players enjoying dynamic 1440p on Xbox Series S and the option to choose between some stunning ray tracing effects and a smooth 60fps performance mode on Xbox Series X. And if you don't feel like upgrading your gear just yet, Smart Delivery ensures that you'll immediately have access to the best version of the game when the time is right. So, if you're looking to step into a brave new world this summer, Cyberpunk 2077 is now 50% off.
And if Cyberpunk 2077 has got you in a Project Red kind of mood, we've also got a huge discount on the studio's masterly action RPG, The Witcher 3: Wild Hunt. Whether you've come to it through the novels, the Netflix series, a deep undying appreciation for Henry Cavill's chiseled physique, or some other way, the world of The Witcher is a sprawling fantasy realm inspired by Slavic mythology. And you'll get to explore every inch of it in this ginormous game, running into all sorts of fantastical folks and magical miscreants along the way, many of whom will want your help and some of whom might actually deserve it. At this point, there honestly isn't that much I can even say about The Witcher 3 except this. It really is as good as you've heard, and this week is also 80% off.
Resident Evil Village sees the 7th game's protagonist, Ethan Winters, once again trying to free his family from a place filled with unspeakable horrors. On the upside, Ethan is no longer the everyman he was in Biohazard, allowing the 8th Resident Evil game to really up the ante. Yeah, you're still going to be scared out of your skin by the village's giant vampires and snarling lichens, but at least you'll also get plenty of chances to shoot them right in their scary faces. And things are going to get even more action-packed come October 28th when the Winters expansion DLC arrives, adding in an arcade-style shoot-'em-up mode and some new playable characters. Which actually makes now a pretty fine time to pick up Resident Evil Village, especially at 45% off.
Next up, we've got a group that are really going places, the Kerbals. Or at least they will be if you can build them a spaceship good enough to get them off the ground. For all its goofy looks, Kerbal Space Program is actually a pretty serious simulator, which will require a whole lot of tinkering and tweaking just to get it off the launch pad. Running a realistic space program where all the astronauts are basically minions is no small task. But if Gru could get those little blighters in line, then you can too. Of course, making it to the Mun will require the best technology around, so it's a good thing the Enhanced Edition comes with upgraded textures and shaders, as well as a ramped up resolution for Xbox Series X and S players. Kerbal Space Program 2 is floating around somewhere off in the distance, so now would be a great time to get your basic training done in the first game, now 55% off.
It's kind of hard to say which of this week's discounted games is the best because it's so subjective, but there's absolutely no question whatsoever which one has the best name: Clone Drone in the Danger Zone. In the game's disturbing vision of the future, humans have been transformed into robots and are now being forced to take part in brutal gladiatorial games for the amusement of their robotic overlords. And to be fair, we did sort of have it coming. Battling your way through floor after floor of pixely robo-bad guys, this beat-em-up is both a hugely satisfying brawler and a hilarious bit of slapstick comedy, especially after legs and arms start getting lopped off and you're all hopping around trying to bash one another with whatever's left. If, like me, you've been waiting for a game to scratch that Robot Wars itch, Clone Drone in the Danger Zone is now 40% off.
If Top Gun Maverick has you feeling that long dormant need for speed once again, then slap on a pair of aviators, pick up a copy of Project Wingman, and get ready to fly right into the danger zone. This arcadey flight combat game lets you hop in the cockpit of a fighter jet and go dogfighting. There are a load of different planes to choose from, ranging from nimble little fighters to big, bulkier jets that can pack some serious firepower. Those who like a little plot on the side of their plane-based mayhem can also enjoy the story-driven missions of the campaign mode, while players who just want to get right into the thick of it can battle for territory in conquest mode. Either way, there's a ton of freewheeling fun to be had in Project Wingman, now 25% off.
So, most theme park building games have you trying to build safe parks full of well-designed rides, happy customers, and as few fires as possible. ScreamRide is not like most theme park building games. The game features 3 main modes, none of which are overtly concerned with health and safety regulations. ScreamRider has you trying to guide your rollercoaster riders safely along some seriously questionable tracks. Engineer mode lets you craft all sorts of exciting death traps while working within certain limitations, and Demolition Expert is there for those of you who just want to make as much stuff go boom as is humanly possible. Whichever one you go for, the game is a pure thrill ride, and it's available now on Xbox Game Pass, or you can pick it up for 75% off.
Given that it's a turn-based JRPG from the creator of Final Fantasy and Blue Dragon, it's not really surprising to find out that Lost Odyssey is pretty darn good. The Final Fantasy series was never known for its sense of restraint, and Lost Odyssey has a similarly OTT vibe right from the off, when a 1,000-year-old immortal warrior gets hit by a meteor and loses his memory. So begins an epic voyage of self-discovery, which involves tracking down other immortal amnesiac and, if there's time, also pulling the world around you back from the brink of total collapse. With an innovative battle system that combines squad-based tactics, turn-based combat, and tests of your timing skills, Lost Odyssey will provide a fresh adventure for JRPG fans while still feeling comfortably familiar, and has now had a massive 75% slashed off its price tag.
The hero of Masters of Anima is a young man named Otto who really seems to have everything going his way. He's got a sunny disposition, a loving fiancée, and a burgeoning career as a magic-wielding shaper. Oh, and then some absolute wally called Tsar comes crashing into town, steals his lady away, and sets a bunch of golems loose. He's just a really rubbish guy, that Tsar. To rescue your beloved and set the world back to rights, you'll need to lead an army of guardians into battle against Tsar's forces. Each golem possesses a different challenge, so you'll need to recruit different classes of guardians, command up to 100 of them at a time, and figure out just the right strategy to take the bad guys down. Yeah, the things we do for love. Still, if you're feeling up to the challenge, Masters of Anima is now 75% off.
I swear Saints Row used to be a Grand Theft Auto-esque series about leading a street gang, and yet within the opening minutes of this one, you'll be elected President of the United States and have to fend off an alien invasion. While I don't know exactly how we got here, the 4th game's absolute commitment to being totally wild at all times really is a thing of beauty. And it looks better than ever in Saints Row 4 Re-elected. One minute you're stealing a helicopter, the next you're in a side-scrolling brawler. Suddenly you have superpowers, which is good because the city is under attack from a giant energy drink can. Now quick, go kill the 1950s using a dubstep gun. It's a total no wrong answers approach to game design, and it ensures that every new mission is totally fresh and completely hilarious. So if you're desperate for another Saints Row adventure while you wait for the new game to arrive, Saints Row 4 Re-elected is now 85% off.
Yeah, these might not be the safest places to spend your summer, but they are a whole lot of fun. Plus, who can say no to a good deal? Let us know where you'll be heading down in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe before you jet off. Bye!